We've got Slafkovsky, whose extension, 8 years, 7.6 million. Is that a yay, a nay, or wait to see?
Well, I mean, obviously wait to see, but the whole point here is that Hughes is doing a bet. My first overall pick in forever, right? Because the Habs never had one for a very long time. But my first overall pick ended up taking a big step forward this sophomore season of his. And we now see him as somebody that's going to be a top line player.
Mm-hmm.
So why not give him the money where, yes, he's not going to be worth 7.6 million in the first year or the second year. But in his prime, he's going to be a steal in the sense that he's probably could have gotten 9 on the market, right? Or 10 on the market, especially if the cap keeps going up. Now we have him under Suzuki's false ceiling, let's say, of salary that the Habs like to keep that structure. So it's a no-brainer move in my sense. If Slafkovsky fails, guys, the Habs are in a lot more trouble than anything else. So the 7.6 is not going to be their problem. Their problem is they're not going to have enough talent to compete.
I feel our GM was from the Boston area, like lived in the Boston area. And I think he learned something from the Boston Bruins, which was at one point the Boston Bruins had Bergeron. No one's making more than Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah.
And everybody was making less. But at one point, Pasternak had to make a lot more because he was younger. But I feel they're taking a book out of the Boston Bruins here, and I like it. I like it. The only thing is, in year 5, 6, and 7 of the contracts of Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slafkovsky, they should be cup contenders. Because these guys' next contracts, there's no way we keep everybody and everything.
Well,
so,
that's it. So like he created a window.
yes.
With this, he created a clear window that it's about 6 years, because I think Caulfield and Suzuki and 2 years before Slafkovsky. But it's a calculated risk. Based off his progression and his experience now and so on, like we see he's trending upwards. So it's a calculated risk. And like Nick said, if Slafkovsky doesn't pan out, the problem is not his salary. It's the fact that he didn't pan out.
Right.
So he would have been a problem regardless, because it would have set us back another 5 years.
Yeah. Listen, I like the move. I think that in the next year is not the year where we're going to compete for a playoff spot.
Oh, he's still on his ELC one more year.
Exactly.
And then that contract
I
kicks
feel in 2 years from now, we're competing for a playoff spot. But once we make the first year we make that playoff, after that it's not only making the playoffs, it's not satisfactory anymore making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because
Start trying to win the division.
Because I feel that's when you're going to start signing players, overplaying players like Marchessault and stuff like that to fill the holes of your team.
Well, I actually think it's going to be a year sooner, just because of the crop that's potentially available next year. The next year's UFA crop is ridiculous. Now, probably half of them are going to re-sign with their teams. Crosby, Draisaitl, Rantanen. But these are all guys that are available next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That if someone's available that you really want and that's willing to come, then that's maybe where you force it a year sooner to make sure you get him. But